All right, come on in here. Come on, come on, come on. Good morning. Shout out to Florida, the the Sunshine State. Looking at your numbers, this is very exciting, man. Don't forget, I did a video earlier today, and I suggest some numbers for you down there in Florida. All right, I got you down for 756. I also have you down for 5, 10, 11, and I also have you down for 3, 5, 8, 1, 3, and I also have you down for 1, 2, 3. All right. So try to keep those numbers in. Um, when will they come out? I don't know. How will they come out? I don't know. I just asked you to keep them in. Now, DC, I don't know if this is old. Did I write this when when 469 came out? When 644 came out? I don't know. But DC, we had another repeat. I need somebody to get up here from the nation's capital. It'll be good now if you can get up here. I think this video might go out tonight at Wednesday morning rather. That's how I have it set up. I don't be knowing what YouTube be doing, but I need somebody to get in here from the nation's capital. Pull your phone out if you buy a computer. We need to talk because this number repeated again. All right, so I have DC here, I have Florida here, and don't forget just 1, 2, 3, 756 in Florida. It's a six-way combo. Just make sure you keep it in. All right, so that's that. I hope all is well on this Tuesday. We got to keep on pushing, man. We got to keep on pushing somehow. So 995 in Florida. I think we talked about this number. It was something about it. I'm gonna write some more numbers down. Whenever you see a 50, go 55 with it, and so we might can see 655 in Florida. So I'm gonna just write 655 in Florida. If we haven't had it, you might need to start playing it 655. All right, but I'm looking though. I'm like, Florida, you gave them 995, you gave them 905, and you gave them 905 for a second time now. It is something getting ready to go down in Florida, right? These are my assumptions, guys. Like I said, I'm trying to mix some things up over here. I'm reading just like the average individual will be reading as well. I'm trying to figure this stuff out. I'm trying to figure out the lottery codes, and they are hard, right? I mean, it takes a Steve Urkel type of guy, to try to figure this stuff out. Steve Urkel was someone I am not, but we was talking about 825, and it was something in reference to MD, and I was just saying something was tagged on to 357, and lo and behold, I think 825 came out DC midday. So I'm like, God damn, y'all, what y'all doing? I was just talking about this. And then we was talking about the 900. You see 900 go 909, and then I seen 909 came out in New York. So I'm just like, so hold on, man. Like, where are we going with this stuff though? But Florida, I'm gonna go ahead and just leave you with again 510. 5, 10, 11. I definitely wouldn't play with 5, 10, 11. If I had that kind of money, if I'm playing online, man, you know per dollar. What do they do online per dollar? Per dollar is 25,000 in a store. This is for entertainment purposes only. How did that go? Because I played a few pick fives. 25,000 in a store. I believe it's 45,000. 45,000 for a pick five. So you already up a dub, right? You already up 20,000. So if you hit, you could just you could just splurge. I don't think a grown it's no such thing as splurging in a working world, right? So I mean, you could invest. You could pay some college tuitions. You could pay some tickets off. You could pay some creditors off. But we don't anything over 26, 27, 28. We're not doing no splurging, man. I see so many young people, man. Next time I'm gonna screenshot his page. A young brother. His name is I forget his name, man. He on Facebook. Young brother, man, said he done sold over 100 homes, and he's just 28 years old. Monzel, I think his name is Monzel something. And I'm like, man, this is totally incredible, man. Now this man, I think he said he just turned 28, and I'm like, wow, man, just look at this, man. The world ain't all bad, man. You got some good guys out here, man. I'm just like, look at this, man. To the average person, he's a square, right? To the average individual, this man said he sold over 100 houses. He give tips on houses, and I'm like, man, 28 years old. Who did this brother listen to? Who instilled all of this information into this young brother? Praise the Lord for them, to the mother and father or whoever it was, man. I'm like, this is incredible. 28, 28 years old. So, like I say, man, there's never no such thing as I got some money to splurge, man. Take the money, invest it. I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he said, Slim, I saw a house over southeast for 118,000. And I was talking to him. I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, Slim. He said, I seen two of them actually. And I say, bro, what you gonna do? You know you gotta do that. I know what type of caliber of guy he is. He was like, yeah. Man, credit union already told me, man, we gonna take about $150 out your check every month. And I'm like 100. I'm like, huh? I'm like, so what you waiting on? So he was like, yeah, huh? Sometimes, man, people, even, since I was a certain age, it's like I don't know what kind of face I have, but it's like sometimes people will come to me for validation, right? Sometimes, and I'm like, bro, you got to get that. And he was like, well, yeah, because it ain't like I'm gonna just live out there, south side, by the big chair. And I was like, well, at 118,000, man, he said, yeah, it's a 3 bedroom, I think 1 bath. He said, I'm gonna break it down, do some work. I said, yeah, man, you can do that. We know some handymen, probably do some work. Man, you just play fair, just give or take, do some, demolition, and you'll straighten them out. And he said, nah, what I would do is I'll rent it out for like low income, individuals. And he seen the frown on my face, and I was like, oh, it's, oh boy, and he kind of like smirked off and laughed. I say, well, however the case may be, bro, go ahead, bro. A buck 18 for a house in DC, like, but we know the area southeast, man. So that's kind of frowned upon uptown. You get something uptown for 118,000, something got to be wrong. Maybe it's standing over top of a cemetery or something. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump back to it, man. So yeah, I just love seeing stuff like that, man. This man sold over 100 homes, man, and I think he just turned 28. I'm like, Lord have mercy, man. If that don't make you just feel proud, man, you see an average young man doing this kind of stuff, man. I'm telling you, man. It ain't always about a gun. It ain't always about how much time you done and all that, man. We gotta start pushing out more positive pages, man. That's the only way the youth gonna ever wake up, man. I saw a sister today on social media just coming through the feed. She said she got robbed. Her son got robbed while she was with him. Right? I don't know. She said she was going to football practice. Something. She was on the bus, and she said she turned around. Man, her son was getting robbed by guess who? Guys, a YN. A YN. There's their name again. A YN. They chewed her up in the comments. Where was the father? If the father was there, maybe she wouldn't be talking. Y'all, can we just stop doing that too, though? Where's your damn dad? Y'all be in the comments. Where's the father? Where's your father? Where was your father? She's talking to you about what happened to her now, her son, and she was just like, man, where are the parents, man? Like she didn't say where are the parents. She said, can y'all get y'all kids, please? She said, can y'all get y'all kids, please? Like parents, whether it's the mother or the father, whether this your co-parent week, like she said, can y'all get y'all kids? Can you imagine how a mom feel walking her child somewhere? She looked behind. Many say, well, why didn't you have your son right beside you? Apparently, he was I don't know how old, but but I mean, we ask all the wrong questions about sister. I'm gonna pray for you, man. I pray for your son. Maybe you need to get him in therapy. Where was the daddy, right? And she said, man, if I had my concealed carry, man, it just would have been white sheets, right? But that's what I be talking about for the last past month, though, because we just had some young men, teenagers just got murdered. And then, when it happened, it shouldn't happen, but the parents always get on TV. My child ain't do nothing to nobody. And how do you know, man? How do you really know? So can you imagine, though? Like, and she say, man, this shouldn't be going on in the city where we stay at, man. And she said they had the gall enough to, they didn't run, they walked. They didn't run, they walked. But you'll have an average parent. She said maybe they were 16 or 17. So can we give or take? Average parent, you look at social media. Child, I got some Usher and Chris Brown seats sitting in the front row. Child, but that's the energy, right? That's what the parents is pushing out. If they 16 years old, give or take, the mom might be respectfully maybe we go ahead and give them 35 or something like that. 35 probably, respectfully maybe. But the kids just raising themselves, man. At this point, man, they just raising themselves. But it's the saddest story that one could ever heard this morning. And she was just up there like, man, in our own kind, just turn up. Where was the father? Like, man, I almost cuss. Where was the father? Why you had the child in the back of you? Oh my God. Forget my son got robbed. Where was the father? Where's the dad? Oh man, this is what we doing out here, man. So somebody come on and jump in here, DC. I got something for us. I need somebody from the nation's capital to jump up here, man. Pass the phone off. If you're looking at the phone and you might be lost, go to somebody. Hey, what this dude talk? What this Bama dude talking about, man? Who is this Bama, man? Who is this dude? Keep talking 496. Pass the phone around. If you're looking at the phone and you got a few dollars in your pocket, pass the phone around, man. Ask somebody, hey man, you play number slum or you what this Bama talking about, man? Pass the phone around. Cause I got something to say to DC. We have 4962 times. There's some things we need to do with it. I don't even have enough strength, man, to grab my phone, man, because this stuff is crazy, man. Now, how that's supposed to work? A child leaving out the house with his mom. What does that do to him? What does that do to him? What does that do? What does it do? Right now, it's supposed to probably be over 10 or 15 men reaching out to this young man, or man, hey, says where you stay at, or man, I'm sorry about that, or can we FaceTime you? Can we talk? Man, she just supposed to be lifted up right now, man. This is where you're supposed to get these street campaigns to come in, man. Like we're tired of this shit going on in our streets, man. We're tired of it, man. But where are the people's at? Where is Black Lives Matter and all? Well, we know they not around anymore. But like, where is all the people's at though? We get campaigns about everything else, man. I say, man, you can't even challenge somebody right now to. We challenge somebody right now at 9:55, man. Take your blood pressure, bro. Let's see what you got going on. Can't do it. We challenge you right now, man. Show us a clean bill of health, man. Can't do it, but we can do every single thing else. We're fucked up. Excuse my language, man. That's where we at out here, man. Left off my homie DC Decade page, man. Just refreshing page, and he was just talking about some things today. Masculinity, coming up in an era when you came out as a gay individual. He just said, man, coming up in his era, and I think in ours too. I'm gonna share a little story. Y'all might can go to a page to vouch for this. think I said it before. He was just saying, man, sometimes I can't even touch on something. I feel like I got to call one of my homeboys, man, and ask him to say something, right? Because I don't, basically, like, you be judged when you say things to touch on any matter. Like, they just said the same thing. I say, man, social media have just took everything out of context. When you have grown men saying something, oh, pause. Oh, no Diddy, no Meek. Bro, why you have to say that, bro? Why are we saying this as grown men? No Diddy, no Meek. You got men can't even eat a hot dog no more. Why? What's wrong, bro? Bro, I know you ain't eat that hot dog, but why not? Oh, pork, yeah, I do know it's salty, but why not? Everybody like a nice hot dog every now and then. You mean to tell me if I go to the zoo or something and I see one of these old, shout out to Dennis around Northeast, had the best half smoke. No, not Dennis. This was Scoops in Northeast, Washington, D.C. Scoops, everybody from Northeast. If you from by way Montana, Saratoga Avenue, just anywhere, you was going to Scoops. You was getting you a chili dog. So now I got to worry about another man looking at me eating a hot dog, and then I got to say, oh, no Diddy, no Meek. Man, come on, man. No Diddy, no Meek what? Pause for what? What I'm pausing for, bro? Pause. And that's what he was just talking about. Like, the masculinity is off the chain. It's you, and social media just took the stuff, and it's just ridiculous, man. At this point, I was telling him about a story. Man, a good guy, man. We was talking, and I actually remember the story. They're really not secondhand. This was probably a time that I just probably wasn't around, and we remember when Mike Tyson was posing with the Gianni Versace underwears and stuff. So he happened to be in the Neiman Marcus area in Northwest Washington D.C. And Gianni Versace, right? And for some reason they had the store closed. I guess because he was in there, he didn't want nobody to come in there. Long story short, a regular gentleman um, sent somebody else in the store, and they came back and said, "Bro, like, what's going on? Why you come back?" I think a special guest was in there or something like that. I don't think they said Mike Tyson was dead, but the individual who normally go to the store like every day, or when he do go in there, he probably drop him 10, 20, $15,000 like it ain't nothing. These are regular folks. So he go to the door. They open it like, oh, like, basically we didn't know he was outside, but one of his homeboys was with him. So long story short, Mike was in there modeling with the Versace, the underwears on, and just long story short, he probably couldn't understand who the hell is this dude, and this gentleman had a beautiful young woman, a beautiful one, and Mike, like, bro, I could talk to whoever woman I want to talk to. You're pretty, and this, that, and the other. And long story short, I heard the story a little later on. It's refreshing because it just came back to me when I heard about it. I was like, man, I forgot all about that, man. And I was like, I got to get me a pair, right? Got me a pair, like a damn fool, young fool at that. I think they was probably 250 during that time, 275. I used to do a lot of gambling in junior high school, so when I'm on the floor bending over grabbing the money, a few guys saw a Medusa sign. Many didn't know, and shout out to Larry Evans once again. He's no longer here. I see his Facebook page still floating. He was like, "Slim, what's those you got on?" So I said, "Man, some Versace underwears." And he was like, "What? How much they cost?" And I was like, "I think about 250." So he was like, "Marza Gallery?" And I was like, "Yeah." So he said, "Let me see." So I'm looking like, bro, we in here amongst, young gentlemen, I was like, so I pulled my shirt up. So he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to get me a pair of those." Week later, he come back to school, Slim, man, So I say, "Yeah." I say, "What color did you get?" I believe they came black, gold, had some blue and yellow ones, pretty looking ones, man. But it wasn't frowned upon. Like, even then, it was an understanding about homosexuality, right? Even then, we was wearing I believe I'm looking for my yearbook picture now in Roosevelt. I believe I had a pink Hugo Boss drawstring pullover, right? But when you get a certain age and when you get out of elementary school and stuff like that, you learn to overlook stuff like that. So, in the early 90s, probably mid 88s and stuff like that, because mind you, have uncles uh, paved the way. So, yeah, little girls will come over your house, ooh, your uncle gay. Ooh, but it bothered you for a while, but you learned to overlook it. And shout out to those who paved the way for many who just can just come on out and say, man, I am who I am, But social media got you to where it's though you no Diddy, no Meek. Like, bro, what's going on, man? You don't. I didn't expect you to say that. We're having a conversation. You got to watch what you say. Oh no, them too big. No Diddy, no Meek. Why, bro? What the fuck, bro? Bro, come on, bro. Hey, how old are we again, bro? So you mean to tell me now if I eat a banana, I got to look around, and then some of y'all be by yourself in a car walking, you peeling a banana. Oh, I gotta look, bro. What, bro? Stop it, bro. So it's just social media, man. It got us in this. That's why I do not like it, man. It gives you a headache. It drains you. What you got to do for $1, you sell yourself out every single day. This stuff is draining, man. Shout out to those who give their self breaks on social media. This stuff is draining. And can you imagine me? I got to get up here. Well, I don't have to, but you do, bro, because you're here now. You got four people looking for a thumbs. I get up here and make. Where am I at right now? At 90, I was at $95 already. So you get over the threshold of $100. That's your money for May. Got to wait to May 21st, right? So come on, man. Is it worth it? We get up here and we start drama, right? Is it worth it? People want to live, man. People want to go outside and live freely. We say all of this rah rah gangster stuff, man, and we know we are crossing the line. But man, we just want the views. There's no way I want to go outside. I want to walk around. I got to keep looking and worrying about when is this love gonna come back. It's not worth it, man. So whatever you do, man, stay out of the way, man. Just stay out of the way, and we still on the watch out, for that unexpected. I know that's crazy. Like, bro, you getting up here wishing bad on people? No, I'm not. I'm just kind of like preparing you for it. No, I'm not. I'm just kind of preparing you for it. But I was waiting on DC. Maybe when you get this, you can reach out, right? You can reach out, man, and like I said, man, DC is like a underground, just full of stories, man. And if you don't know, you probably would never know till you actually know people hands on, man. It's a million stories, man, that one can tell you, right? It should be probably over 40 podcasts in the nation's capital, right? It should be probably 40 at this point, man. But like I say, man, everybody don't glorify everything. People just be trying to forget the past, to be honest with you, man. A person can tell you right now, man, I had everything I wanted, but I would trade it in right now, man, just to be where you at. They'll tell you that right now. I trade all that in, bro, just to be with you where you at. You probably was growing up looking at me, man, I'd do anything, but bro, you don't want this, bro. You don't want this, bro. Bro, you can have every car parked in a garage. Choose from five, six. But bro, you don't want this, bro. So you get somebody and you're talking, hey Slim, hey Slim, man, hey bro, respectfully, bro, I don't want to hear nothing about that, bro. That's what the average person will tell you. You got many that just will glorify to its old. Yeah, Slim, you remember that Slim? Yeah, yeah, man. Don't nobody want to keep hearing that shit, man. Don't nobody want to keep hearing it. It's all right sometimes, man, if you trying to help somebody out and just let somebody know, hey man, you don't want to go that route, man. But to just keep burying it and burying it, don't nobody want to hear that shit all the time, man. Don't nobody want to hear it all the time, right? The average black man out here trying to figure out how can they make it, man. How can I help one of my children if I close my eyes tomorrow? Would they be all right? You know, would your wife be all right? Would your husband be all right? Don't nobody. What age bracket is some of these people's on, man? What age bracket? All we hear about is violence. With this person done, with this person done, with this. All, but ain't nobody feed nobody no positivity, man. At all. At all, man. Where I go get my hair cut at many years. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Many years, man. Barber, he in the barber chair. And you know, man, you gonna respect anybody you see. You don't have to know if this person had no money. You don't know if this person had $10 in their pocket. All you know is you respect somebody. You see somebody, hey, what's up with you, man? Hey, man, y'all need me to sweep up some hair? That was my job, period. People be looking at me like, man, who the hell is this dude? And they be like, man, he been doing this for years, man. Before I know it, man, somebody else will be in there arguing like, nah, bro, this is my thing. No, I want to sweep today. No, bro, I used to do this. Good morning, Robin. Good morning. Shout out to Robin Wagner. But this was something that I used to like doing. It gives me comfort. So anyway, long story short, Baba in there, right? He don't like the spotlight. They say something, you know, your man just bought another house. He don't want nobody to know, but so the barber be cutting like, man, go ahead, Slim. Well, we ain't gonna tell you about the other house that he got that he renting out, you know. And then he just, man, go ahead, man. I don't wanna. So I'm like, oh yeah, like, bro, what's. So he, he'll stop cutting. He was just like, nah, man, man, I have some vending machines. I started off. He gave another brother some kudos. Brother Calvin, Brother Calvin is like a bishop here in Northeast Washington D.C. He have his own daycare and he do ministry. Brother Calvin, and he pretty much just sat him down, talked to him. This is what you need to do. Now, this is what men do. Like, nah, man, I kind of like started off with two of them, and next thing I know, because we was talking, so I was like, how you go about them? He was like, they're not as easy as what people think they are. You got to buy them. You got to, find a good place, where to put them at, like hospitals, laundromats and things like that. He said, you got to be worrying about the petty person that's going to call you late at night because you know your number's tied up when somehow the machine take their money. Yes, you got to deal with that too. He said your own family will call you. They'll go to one of your establishments that they know where you have machines at, and they will literally call you like, "Hey, man, you know this machine?" Like, bro, you couldn't talk to me about that the next morning. But long story short, I think I clocked him. I think he said during that time, this was a little bit before COVID. I think he said he was already at 100 machines already, vending machines. So I was like, bro, what you be coming to work? Man, I just be trying to get out the house, man. And I'm just looking at him like you don't hear him bragging. You, and I'm like, wow, wow. These are the kind of people who I love to be around, man. But they pass on information. I went to get my hair cut last time. I was like, man, where bro at, man? Man, man, Slim, he done got him a few more, man. And I say, he don't cut no more. He was like, yeah, I just guess. I say, yeah, like, man, at this point, I mean, what you do? Get you a little 1,500 passenger vehicle, man, and just go collect quarters all day, right? Just live a good life. You're not hurting nobody. You're not harming nobody, and you just making, you know, the average person looking at you like you a square. One of my folks one day I saw him, and he showed one of his machines what he made in a year, and that was already at 100,000. He said, this was one of my machines. I said, damn. I said, damn. This, Lord have mercy. Wow. This is one of my machines at 100,000. I still probably can have the fun. I still can get all the females, right? That's his thing. I'm not making it seem like I'm some type of gigolo, but I'm telling y'all real life stories though. Like I ain't miss a beat, right? I ain't miss a beat. I still can drive around in my little 1,500 passenger, vending machine truck. One of them probably. These women, they don't know no different, bro. All they know is I still can party. I still can party. But I just pray we get it, man. I really pray that we get it, man. I have never, and this is 2026, man. We're turned up in the nation's capital. I think everywhere is turned up, but we're turned up in the nation's capital, man. Son just showed me a video, man. I said because he approached me real slow because he know. I say, man, if it's some bullshit, I don't want to see it. So he creep over there, show me the phone. I get to see a young man in the middle of the street with white sheets over top of him. Up and coming rapper. I said, what happened? What he got tricked? Oh boy, yeah. So with that being said, beautiful souls, whatever you do, do stay out of the way. Robin, what's up? Shout out to you. You know how to get at me, Robin. I appreciate what you're doing. And just be sure to visit some of those pages, man. That's it. That's it.